Up and Adam, everyone, and thank you for joining us right here on Wake Up Worcester. I don't know what happened to fall. All of a sudden it is cold out there. It's winter out there. Hey, coming up, we are going, of course, we're in the middle of political season. We are going to be speaking with Beth Proco. We're going to be speaking with Bill Randall. And as you know from some of their past appearances, they're spearheading this effort to really put the focus on having a single tax rate in the city of Worcester. As you know, we're one of the few communities in the Commonwealth that has a dual tax rate. Tough sledding in this economic climate and in an election year. We'll find out how they're doing and how they're making headway in this election year. Right now, our focus is on politics as well. Cheryl, thank you very much. Don Cummings with us as well. Cheryl del Signore, Teachers Union. Don from the Police Union. You're here together, though. Workers United, two of the most powerful unions in the city, coming together. I guess the name, Cheryl, probably says it all. Workers United. Tell me a little bit about this organization and the effort that you're involved in.
Well, the organization is a combination of people that work in the city, that live in the city, that includes the retirees in the city. And we felt that we would have a larger impact if we worked together rather than in our own different places, in order to look at the candidates and see who best represents the needs of the community. And that's how we formed, and we think we're going to be very effective.
Don, how difficult is it when you are bringing in different groups? I mean, you know, you represent a group, common interest. Cheryl represents a group, obviously common interest. But is there really a lot of common ground between all the groups in Workers United?
Actually, the Workers United grew out of the Insurance Advisory Coalition. There is a coalition of unions and retirees that work together with the city on health insurance issues. The city will call for meetings perhaps half a dozen times a year. So we're working together as it is on health insurance issues, and it just grew out of that here we are all at the table with one issue on health insurance when there are other issues that we all have together also. So it just made sense that, well, then why don't we work together on all of our issues as opposed to, you know, each union and group going off in their own direction.
Yeah, interesting, Cheryl. Teachers, police officers, retirees, these are not groups that are shy to begin with. Bring them all together, a very powerful voice. How is that voice going to be heard in our local election coming up in just a matter of weeks?
Well, we are committed to taking our resources and using those for the people that we've endorsed. And like Don says, I mean, we have rolled out of the Insurance Advisory Committee. We do have issues that don't cost anything for the city, but give the retirees a say in what's going on with health insurance. We find that we've had some pretty adverse decisions made that are affecting some of our people who have the least amount of money and are the most vulnerable and are not represented. But they're the people who have worked, and so we really feel that these resources that we can all bring in combination, including people resources as well as monetary, will make a difference in the election.
Don, one way to make a difference, of course, is not just to give endorsements, but is actually to get out there. Workers United, holding signs on street corners, having people go door to door?
We've had, our members have been out there several times already. They'll be out again this evening. They were out last night. So we are actively working on the candidates that who will support the interests that we all share.
Besides holding signs, what else is Workers United doing? Call banks or other things?
That is something that we are exploring. We were also looking at the possibility of doing some advertising too coming up.
So some money would actually get, you would help by buying some ads in for some of the candidates.
Yes.
Interesting. Cheryl, who did Workers United endorse?
We endorsed Joe O'Brien for mayor, and then we endorsed several city councilors. Where do we begin now? Let's see.
At large, we did Kohler Kindle, Mike Germain, Rick Rushton, and Kate Toomey. And the District 4, we did Grace Ross, and in District 1, Joe Casello.
Correct.
Interesting. So some new names there. Now a couple of names. When I hear Joe Casello or I hear Mike Germain, Don, I mean, these are very strong union supporters and are well known for that. Joe O'Brien certainly is as well. Kola Kindle as a new candidate, I'm not as familiar with him. He's been on the show. He's talked about some of the issues. What attracted Workers United to endorse him? Well,
the first thing we did is we put together a questionnaire. We had 11 questions that we sent out to all the announced candidates on a variety of topics that affect, ranging from, their opinion on the Plan E form of government that we have, summer opportunities for our youth, tax rate, the health insurance issues, the Medicare issues for the retirees, We asked the question on offering senior taxpayers in the city the opportunity to work off a portion of their tax by volunteering to perform city services. So it was a wide range of topics that we asked on. Then we invited all the candidates in for interviews, and so it was the combination of the questionnaire and the interviews. We made our decisions, and when Kohler came to us, I mean, to be honest, I didn't know who he was beforehand, and he was very impressive. I think he would make a tremendous city councilor. Very bright. I mean, he's the American dream, so to speak. If you think of,
it's a very powerful story.
Yes,
of
absolutely. Where he rose from, and to where he is today, and his family situation. I think we thought that he would make an excellent city councilor.
Yeah, and you're right. A very, very American story. Now, interesting, Cheryl, did you say Joe O'Brien endorsed for mayor, Kate Toomey though for city councilor? She obviously at large. She obviously is running for mayor as well. Interesting. I mean, was that difficult to kind of split that up?
Well, it is difficult. I think Kate was very effective when we had her on the school committee, and Joe O'Brien as well. But we look at who could be a person that could bring people together, who's a communicator, who is a reasonable person that is going to be a good listener, and it just ended up that Joe also had some solutions to some issues that are out there. So he got all the votes, or got, the endorsement, I should say, because I'm not sure the numbers. But he was the candidate that looked like he could shake things up a little bit. And we really haven't seen that with Kate, I guess. So, when it looked like push comes to shove, Joe O'Brien was the one that we really thought is going to make a difference for us.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was a difficult decision.
Right. It was very difficult.
I mean, you can't stand off to the sideline and not do anything. I mean, I suppose the worst thing you can do is make no decision, and we did make our decision, and it was with Joe.
Now, district races, for example, now Grace Ross?
Yes.
You did for District 4, but you didn't pick someone from District 3, which is the other race that is contested. Just neither candidate was one that Workers United was able to get behind.
Well, they both came in for interviews. They both answered our questionnaires, but there was. Neither one were able to get enough of the votes.
Interesting, and that's part of the process, of course, is to be able to get those votes. Cheryl, tell me a little bit then, as we've got about 3 weeks or so until the election. It really is coming up quick. What difference do you think that Workers United can really have, and what kind of an impact can you have on this? I mean, does this put a Joe Casello over the top in District 1? Does it help a Kola Kindle really be able to take that extra space, maybe, or knock off a sitting city councilor?
Well, I mean, we are planning on doing phone banks. We are planning on the human resources. I think that's what a lot of those people need, to have people stand out. And I think that the bodies of us all together, representative of the police and the custodians and the steam fitters and the bus drivers and all of that group of people who work in the city, I think can make a difference, because we have families and we have friends and we have relatives and retirees and people who are all affected by these decisions. Right. And we're expecting, because we are all in this together, that will compound and make a bigger difference.
Don, some people say, labor has lost its punch, that it can't deliver the way that it did in decades past. You guys have been in the trenches for a long time. What do you think?
No, I think especially municipal unions, government employee unions, I don't think we've lost at all. I think we've gained. Maybe some other unions in the private sector, the auto industry, things like that. There's no doubt there's been losses there. But I think on our end, especially up in this part of the country, unions are strong and vibrant, and will play an important role in this upcoming election.
And we, if I could add, as teachers and educators in our system, we find that the educators that are coming from bargaining states have the strongest scores and achievement of their students. And so I don't see that as a detriment to be a stronger union. I see that we're working very well and we are doing the job.
Cheryl, this obviously, I mean, people are aware of Workers United who are already in the unions and have already taken part in the process. If there are people, though, who are watching, who are not in unions but are curious or want to know more about the work of Workers United, who do they call? How do they get in touch with people?
Well, Don and I are co-chairpersons. They're welcome to contact either of us, and we can give the names of others, and we can give them a lot of information about what we do as unions in addition to collective bargaining, because there's much that we do for the community and to offer our workers professional development as well as many other things.
And a way for them to see the questions that you ask the candidates?
Absolutely. They can contact us, and we'll be happy to email them and forward all that information to whomever likes to see that.
Great. Cheryl, Don, thank you both so much for stopping by this morning, right here on Wake Up Worcester.
anymore.